Good morning, everyone. It's 10:21 here on the East Coast. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 21 is the world and completion. And I have some amazing messages for you today. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath first. I am Om Ha. I am Aham. I am Mat. And so it is. All right, let's get right into the read here. All right, let me show you the read before I forget to show them to you. All right, here is the union read, 4D, 5D, 60. For those of you not familiar, the 4th D, the 5D, 60, the feminine on the right, the divine masculine on the left, the bridge between them in the center, the incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies, and the closing energies. And then we have the twin flame read here, the basic read, both the Syrian Starseed deck, and then here is the complete 7-deck read of that read that's now in front of you. It is a lot of energy there, so don't force everything to fit. It's a messages for a lot of different people. It is a general reading. If you want something more specific, my information's below as well as on my website, twinflames3344.com, and I have a CD out there also called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe if you want to check that out. And let's get going here. I wrote a song between the 21st and last night after it turned midnight. And I told you I was going to call it Bliss. And the energy is around the charioteer and the vehicle of my heart, which keeps replaying in my head right now. And I also went through the Lenormand Reverie deck this morning. I just went to pull one card, and then it told me a story. So I want to read you that story really quickly. And then we're going to roll the die and get into the reads. So from the Gilded Reverie, the first card that came out was the Time card, which is the number 37 of Unconditional Love, the King of Cups. And this was at 9:41 this morning. 9 is the Hermit, 41 is the Ace of Cups. Self-love, spiritual love, new love. And the story went like this. All about time. And remember that time and immortality and restriction, to use it wisely, wait and see or act. Father Time waits for no man, the sun, but Mother Gaia has all the time in the world for a fille, or jeune fille, which means young girl in French. And then the June fete also came up here because we are in June and the celebration of June and summertime. So the birds and the sun, the heart and the anchor, the storks of a delivery of the power female riding the horse and cracking the whip, following the fox, right? Like a fox hunt, the horse on the trail, the gift to the twin bridges where the mice are playing havoc and the moon is handling with tools or nails, delicate instruments, the scythe to separate the wheat from the chaff, the ring of commitment, remember that ruby is used for watches and time, and the female with the red rose and the 4-leaf clover, and the polarized mama bear or the devil pushing the direction north and south poles into an early coffin or grave, the labyrinth requiring the code to break, into the fun house, the place of two faces, and take a gamble on union of pure sensuality and lilies. Two wise owls, or stars, or towers, have a breakthrough with home and stability by diving deep into the well where the snake is sure to lurk, and going public with cross to bear, to examine closely as to loyalty, and asking to be led or leashed, and why. The power man and the romantic man, and choosing the path of flying the flying ship, or flights of fancy, ungrounded, pie in the sky, and needing to anchor, and yet clearing huge blocks of mountains to climb, with the family tree and the key to the cage, and the message or letter, an example to the child about systems of schools, institutions, medical systems, and government and societal norms, of abundance, and why some are stuck in the labyrinth or maze with growth between and boundaries, and others are in free-flowing days, fluid without attachment or resistance. So there was your message from the deck, which was pretty profound there. And I want to bring up the fact that you just are, and the acronym of ARE, remembering about attachment and resistance to the E of energy. Okay, you are your attachment and resistance to energy. Okay, and then I was watching a couple episodes of Manifest last night, and the wolf came calling, and right before I'd watched this, Anubis came up in the read, which is a wolf man, but it's actually a jackal, but it looks like a wolf. So there's that energy of the wolf or the jackal coming up here, and I want to get right into the read now after presenting that initial information. All right, so, and the union read had a lot come up in it. So yesterday I titled the page, The Break on Through to the Other Side. Yesterday was 32 of the 6 of Wands, so today is 33 of the 7 of Wands, the Christ vibration, standing up for yourself without being defensive, taking the high ground. And yesterday was the 21 of the World and completion, coming full circle, and today is the 22 of the Fool, with an open heart, taking that leap of faith into the new cycle. So let's roll the die for the twins, see what comes up first for the dice. All right, we have Venus here. We have Venus, and we have Scorpio again. Scorpio's been coming up a lot lately. And the number 6, which is the lovers, love, family, and community. Okay, so Scorpio, Venus, and that can, Venus is also Libra, so the Scorpio, Libra merged energies. It's like there's different signs coming together to show me the merge points of two different energies. And then the 6 of love, family, and community, which is Virgo, the house of Virgo. So we have Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio all represented. And so that's the fall timelines. And the collapsing of the timelines has been coming up all week. All right, so we have September, October into November coming up here, the fall timelines. So remember that. And breaking on through to the other side. Oh, and 999 just came up also is very significant here. And I woke up at 8:08 this morning, Lionsgate. All the times that I woke up with this morning were very significant today. And today is the 22nd, so it's still part of the summer solstice here of the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of the triangular energies that are supposed to be coming in between the sun and the moon and Gaia. And the union read was done at 10:36, which is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, and the 36 of the 10 of Wands going to the 37, which is the time I started this read, which was at it was, oh no, I'm thinking of the 37 from the time card. So we would go from the 36 of the 369 and the 36 of the 10 of Wands, which is the Atlas energy with the weight of the world upon your shoulders, into this 37 of the King of Cups and unconditional love, and both started with the 10. As the 10, we were at 10 o'clock on the clock this morning when I started. And the union read of the 4D, 5D, 6D for today, June 22nd, 2021, the Lovers and the Fool. And the underlying energy was the Queen of Wands, the central energy, the Empress, and the final card was the Strength card. At 10:45, a helicopter just passed over my head when I was doing this read. It was very close because it was very loud and turbulent or vibrational, with a crow cawing in the background. The Queen of Wands, a multitasker or drama queen, or perhaps sending out invitations, crowning self or fire starter, twin flame or triangulation, with Empress open arms supporting the divine masculine through the ring of fire, breaking on through to the other side, headed towards Lionsgate graduation, with fire all around the divine feminine. The incoming divine feminine here is the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. And I want to preface this with there's all court cards on the feminine side, like lots of characters. We got 3 queens, we got a knight and a page. There's 3 queens, a king, a knight, and a page, and the wounded warrior. So it's all people on the divine feminine side, which is actually unusual here. And this can also be a lot of people taking the divine feminine side in a certain situation. So the incoming divine feminine here is the Queen of Swords, the War Widow, with the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, children or friends. The Queen of Swords mosaic with sword, stone, and light. The Queen of Cups in warm, humid climate, based in her heart, loving herself. The Knight of Pentacles feeling honored to propose. Humble, loyal, royal servant in the city, on the mountain or a hill, which can reference being in the mountains or at camp or in Greece, serving others. So 3 queens came up, like I said, a king, a knight, and a page, and the surrender of the wounded warrior, all people on the divine feminine side. The 4D here is the Page of Wands, Ace of Swords, and Karma. The masked child on the feminine side, expecting female to serve or worship their flame. Or 3 queens, the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Queen of Cups, but not the Queen of Pentacles here. So it's always important to notice the space between what's the missing element, the Queen of Pentacles. And she's the final queen of the deck. So 3 queens serving the Knight of Pentacles, who is in a pentacle form, who then in turn serves others. Or the baby, he's the baby of the family, or she is. Father expecting the queens to take care of them. Inspired by a statue or symbol, a mask, something that is not real, the divine masculine with karma and the lotus opening, sweet judgment, to coach the flower or petals to open, peeling away the layers and shedding the bridge by the Ace of Swords. The truth lies just beneath the surface, hidden by magenta emerald marker or orb, the buoy or boy whose toy got onto the other side, and so they had to go get it, of course. The dolphin Lemurian play, waiting for playmate to come back while mother and sister are pleading with them to come out from behind the mask. So someone wanting to go play with their playmate while the mother and daughter are trying to get them to be real with themselves. And then at 11:11 was the 5D, which is the King of Wands, Abundance, and the Knight of Swords, the King of Wands Shaman, perhaps Leo with youngest, and the Queen of Wands wounded that she wasn't invited. Or the Queen of Wands can be left out of the situation. It could be someone who's in the past or someone who has passed. The Queen of Wands wounded, not invited, or the King of Wands inspired to surrender. The divine masculine passing a 5D message to the other side through the portal or Lion's Gate. The King of Wands and the Knight of Swords both on stone, but the King of Wands with sun at left shoulder and the Knight of Swords with tree overhead, bridging with the Empress, Abundance, the motherlode, carrying the weight of the world easily on her shoulders through plasma, ether, and light to lighten the load. At 11:15, which is justice or truth and balance, and the shadow or devil side, the 15. At 11:16, which is then the Tower, the King of Wands, who's hot, and the Knight of Swords, who's cold, bridging their abundance, or with their mother, Mother Nature, is always just right. Right? This is like the porridge being too hot and cold and Mother Nature being just right. They're always perfectly balanced. The 6D here is the 9 of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the 7 of Cups, the Divine Feminine Wounded Warrior, lighting the menorah, defending their wounds or surrendering with flame in hand. The 9th, in a house divided, 4 plus 4, or 2 houses, or house of flames. The King of Wands, Queen of Wands, and Page of Wands, and the Wounded Warrior, which can be a family with the black sheep. Between the Queen of Wands and King of Wands, the Page of Wands can do no wrong, or the Queen of Wands is wounded that the King of Wands and Page of Wands are siding with the Divine Feminine, or the Divine Masculine is taking steps spiraling up, bridging with the Page of Cups, open heart, and a message of love from the other side. Leo the pet and Aries tossed aside, or Leo or pet between the Knight of Swords and the Fool falling and hurting themselves. The Wounded Warrior up nights about coming together, with one grieving loss, regret, and shame, or feeling guilty. Perhaps the Knight of Swords, messenger of truth, is rushing in with truth and being strong, and causing Leo or Aries child or pet to fall, or fall for star, or dream girl, or healing and dreaming. And the King of Wands coming out to fix things, or to get away and go within, to get away from chaos and connect with a sibling, a child, or soulmate one-to-one, regarding the mother or mother energy, the abundant family and or inheritance at 11:27, which is Justice and the Ace of Wands. The Page of Wands with the King of Wands, or he inspired by secret passion at Atlas, or burdened, or willing to do the hard labor to detox, feeling satisfied with self and getting their wish. The Queen of Wands needing to swallow their pride and recover or let others back into the fold, losing patience or temper with the Wounded Warrior reversed, hopefully in surrender, or giving up, rejected, or spoiled child moving out from the Queen of Wands, and she looking the other way, upset, on the fence or edge, not willing to swallow her pride, as the King of Pentacles reversed is with the Page of Swords and Page of Wands, who are both reversed, also on a journey without her. And the Knight of Pentacles may be backing them up to boot. The Page of Swords and Page of Wands, both reversed, may be a Libra and Scorpio released without pay due to a fight or conflict or refusing the jab, on a quest to see a new perspective, or with Capricorn or Pisces and the King of Swords reversed not happy about it, or just hanging out and not working for the King of Swords reversed. The King of Swords may be attracting leeches, or afraid of camp or lake water with leeches. The Queen of Swords, twin flame, in bliss at a distance, divorcee or Taurus reversed, frustrated at present, or didn't like the gift of the King of Cups, waking them at the crack of dawn to get them on their way, or away from the Queen of Pentacles, divided at work or needing clarity about sharing or settling out with the Queen of Cups, without a lover, or the Queen of Cups sending love but doesn't love dependence, their performance or spending habits, or the Queen of Swords offering advice when they're complaining, but then they don't take the advice with excuses or just wanting to feel sorry for themselves, or grounding and integrating and need to be left alone, waiting for rescue of the Knight of Wands to sweep them off their feet and rise above emotion or energetic exchange with the family. The Knight of Pentacles is up at the crack of dawn, boating or finding peace away from the Queen of Pentacles' need for clarity at work. There could be bloating coming up there too. Or the Knight of Pentacles is on their way to the Queen of Pentacles in need of clarity about co-creating and coming together at work. At 11:51, which is Justice and the King of Swords, the second round of clarifiers here. So I went into a little bit more detail about who all these people were on the Divine Feminine side, and here's what came up with the different characters here. So the Queen of Wands may be working out or working hard at Taurus, Queen of Pentacles home, or on her marriage. And then the Queen of Wands can be the Atlas energy, again, the weight of the world, and Taurus, marriage establishment, or the Queen of Pentacles home, uncomfortable not working or working out with the King of Swords reversed, at war with the King of Pentacles upright here. Libra reversed and Capricorn reversed, or the King of Pentacles with bodyguard in a twist of fate, and awakening with the Page of Wands reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed, unhappy family with the emotional cycle over, released from anxiety or prison of the world, the divine feminine, Pisces, or dumping emotional attachments, or found the one and spreading the word with or about the twin flames and or choice of path. And the Queen of Wands reversed, suffering in silence, or a sister with bad influences around, or third party, or no social life and being clingy, crying and purging, sweating it out, pushed to their emotional limit at present, or by Scorpio or Dark Knight reversed. And the King of Cups upright, sharing with Empress or settling out with her, or mother and son getting along perfectly, and the Queen of Wands reversed feels left out. Or kids worried when they come together that the Knight of Pentacles will be shut out and then need to get over it, receiving new passion and bliss from the Page of Cups, message of love, stolen from the Queen of Swords. Or the Page of Cups is stealing information from the Queen of Swords about standing up for themselves to reap rewards when divided, and the Knight of Swords rushing in with now more information. That's all about the Queen of Wands. The King of Wands is coming up here as stealing or running away from the Queen of Swords, who's standing up and reaping and undecided on how to move on with investing without information from the Knight of Swords exposing their long deliberation. The Page of Wands is needy for attention from the Hermit, now helping them ground their brokenness, so helping out a child with this. And then the Queen of Swords is coming up as in a split or divided, in need of the truth from the Emperor reversed, grounding and integrating their offer of love with the King of Wands' secret passion, but no physical lover, or a breakup with temptation, waving between soulmates and dream family connection, with sovereign healing and justice, with new clarity or information, and being strong, falling for self-satisfaction or self, or arrogant man at work, who's dropping the ball and rising above the tower moment of invite and uncomfortable energy, or unable to walk away from an offer he can't refuse, overwork or not working out with the King of Swords reversed and defensive King of Pentacles upright, stealing or running away from the Queen of Swords who's speaking her truth. The Queen of Cups came up here as the King of Pentacles who fell short, or she's with the King of Pentacles who fell short of her expectations perhaps, of the Six of Cups relationship, of that true innocent love, the Ten of Pentacles dream family and wish granted, an energetic exchange with a big offer of love without an option from the Star Magician in a breakup or lack of affection under the radar, feeling of failure, injured, and leaving them out in the cold, or a connection and ignoring their love in the aftermath, never learning their lesson, keeping quiet about it, sovereign, or keeping quiet about the sovereign third party, or your own need to be single, and after death being over it and leaving from the Queen of Cups with love and offer of new life to the Devil or Capricorn or temptation, of feeding addictions, of kids, pets, or ego out of control, living in the past, with alcohol and or depression issues of the King of Cups reversed, with the Empress reversed who's in lack mentality or has medical issues, or moved on with the Knight of Pentacles upright and the Page of Wands and Knight of Cups all upright, three young energies here, offering help, inspiration, and love, and the whole truth at night to the Ten of Cups family, or to end a cycle, or to a Cancer emotionally fulfilled by stealing the Queen of Swords advice or intellectual property. And that was the Queen of Cups. So 3 queens supporting the Page of Wands with wounded shaman or Leo father and the Queen of Wands in the past, the King of Wands with the Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords in the past, and now the Queen of Cups is moving on, or 2 daughters supporting the son emotionally, or daughter, son, and partner expected to support the youngest one when the King of Wands is unable to. So we have the Divine Feminine here as the Page of Wands, King of Wands, and the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. Perhaps a father and two kids. Perhaps one is spoiled and one is wounded. Or the King of Wands shaman is just right in the middle of too hot and too cold. Spoiled Page of Wands or Wounded Warrior, too cold. In the 5D sun, rising to a new dawn, with lots of fire in the Divine Feminine's field. Fire with ammunition, perhaps will try to get a rise out of her, testing her for graduation. It's like finals of spiritual graduation. The Divine Masculine here is karma and the crown opening with passing 5D message while grounding them and taking steps to heaven, not stopping at 6 or the 6D, and the Divine Feminine wounded, not realizing he's not leaving her for the 7th dimension. He's looping up in order to come back down to get her in the 6D, in the manifestation. The bridge here is the truth, ready to come up to play ball. All about Lemuria and the water. Dolphins, play ball. With Mother Gaia supporting the weight of the world in plasma ethers, or either, come see, come sa, all her children, or all my children, with the Page of Cups flyer on top, making a splash, purging out of the water, or jumping out of the water, with heart opened wide, right on through to the other side. They jumped so high they reached the sky and never came back till the 4th of July. Oh my, right? So it's like leaving, like going out of this world and not coming back till the 4th of July or Independence Day, which is very important because I was working in a meditation that I got about some information that I'm going to reveal to you as well. So please comment below on the information I bring to you regarding that when I do. It's very important. And it has to do with the 4th of July as well. So the energy here was coming up as now, June 22nd through July 4th, is the break for the twins to come together. The 12 days of the Christo Sophia Mass instead of Christmas, the Christo Sophia Mass, in honor of Independence Day. The Cancer energy now, the mother, the access between Capricorn and Cancer, the mother and the father. The base and the flyer in place, right? So the mother and father side to side, the base and the flyer up and down, and now play ball. Gaia and her children, they come in all shapes and sizes. The outgoing Divine Masculine here, and I felt a right ear pinch right there at 1242, which is the Hangman and the Two of Cups, which then the heart was coming up because there's lots of words in the heart, like ear and hear and art and heart and he. So the outgoing Divine Masculine is focusing on 2 cups and 1 flame, and the lover's rainbow smoke, or the afterglow, in breaking through the ring of fire, the portal to the other side of limbo. And again, we just had the eclipses, which is also the ring of fire energy. The 3 of Cups done, finally seeing 2 and 1, and jump as the fuse goes off, with the white tiger crouching, jumps to hidden dragon, or in other words, the invisible, seeing without seeing. Now you see it, now you don't. The Divine Masculine on fire in the outer realms. The Divine Feminine here, like I said, there were no major arcana on her side. The Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, King of Wands, and Wounded Warrior, all on the Divine Feminine side. All right, a lot of people. The Divine Masculine has Aquarius and Gemini on his side, and the age of and twin. So it's the age of Aquarius, Lions, Gemini as the twin, and Leo as Lionsgate, now accepting tigers who are pure if they are fired up, or in other words, cleared. Cats of all colors as long as they are cleared, okay? And this is purified, the purification process. So the number that came up for this read was 23 in the number grid, and the 23 is the King of Wands, and the horizontal pillars came out to 16, 0, and 7, which is Tower, Source, and Chariot. And then the horizontal pillars, or excuse me, the vertical ones came out to 917 and 51, which comes out to 917, which is New York area code, and 51, which is area 51. How weird is that? 917 area code and area 51, and the 23 of the King of Wands. And remember that the reversal of the King of Wands, 32 is, or 23 is the 32, or the ES is the literal reflection of 23. And ES is the spelling of S, of the Sophia. But also S is the root chakra of the safety and security issues. So we have 917 is Manhattan, Queens. So Queens came up a lot in the read today. Brooklyn and Bronx and Staten Island. And actually the name Staten can come up as well. But this was very important because Staten Island came up as part of my meditation and the messages that were coming through regarding New York and 51, which is the King of Swords, but also Area 51, and the 23 of the King of Wands. And again, the age of Aquarius with the twins and Lionsgate. So the messages that were coming through here is the Tower, the source of vehicle ascension to the King of Wands. And remember the Twin Towers and the 9/11 Memorial. And then I Love New York came up in the other direction with the Hermit, the Magician, the Chariot, the Hierophant again, and the Magician, and the King of Wands, the Hermit Star, the King of Swords, and the King of Wands, or the Hierophant Magician and the King of Wands. So it's like the Hermit, Magician in the Chariot, which is the vehicle of ascension, with the King of Swords and the King of Wands. The 51 and the 23 are significant numbers. And 51 with area 51, but also the degrees of the pyramid, and the 23 being that other energy, but also the 23 chromosomes. Very significant there. So maybe a link there between those two things. So what came up here, I'm going to now unfold. So the Tower at ground zero, the vehicle of the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is very red, which can represent Trump, but I don't know. But of course, Trump Towers comes up in New York City with the King of Wands, the Hermit and the Magician, and the Hierophant Magician, which can be a Virgo magician and a Taurus magician. Or the Hermit is just the wise professional, or the old wise man, and the Hierophant is the man, the institution, but both with magic here. In the Chariot, too, the King of Wands. Or Virgo and Taurus in Cancer, which is the time period right now of June, around, now through mid-June, mid-July, or around July 21st. To the King of Wands, or two magicians of within and without, to see the King of Wands shaman in I Love New York, or a man on the street in a magic show, or Now You See It, Now You Don't, at 101, which again is two magicians. The Queen of Swords, War Widow, and he getting over the guilt and shame, the Queen of Cups ignited to fame, the Knight of Pentacles up in a puff of rainbow smoke, with proposal to cross the threshold together, jumping the broom. And then broom was spirits connecting with me. And then broom is coming up as B and room, which is the double O's of source embodiment, and the BRM of the car engine going vroom, vroom, a lot of source energy behind it. Also BR is Brazil, and OOM is the uncle. So the uncle may be coming up, the monkey's uncle, the uncle in Brazil, or the monkey's uncle, Monk Key, the monkey's uncle, and Uncle Sam, Sam I Am, the magic show at Trump Towers, which TT is also Pi, and the memorial of the twin flames, which is the Phi, where Pi meets Phi, and Sam trumps the tower. All right, so now listen, before I get into the twin flame read, so I had done a couple clearings and meditations. I have a couple different people I do them with, but I was using Damien Wins's meditation yesterday because I haven't tapped in with Damien in a while, so I wanted to do that. And I've been seeing a lot of pinks and peaches coming up, really beautiful colors. And when I was doing the meditation, I was literally seeing the being behind the pink and peaches colors, like with their fingers manipulating stuff as I was being cleared. And that's the second time I've been seeing hands clearing me. Actually, it's the third time. So yesterday I saw a full figure behind the pink and peach light working on me with their hands. And then today I went to, that was yesterday. So yesterday I went in my meditation to the Statue of Liberty and the Twin Towers for a message. Because as you know, I've said many times, several years ago, I had gotten the message that the twins or the angels would be at the base of the Statue of Liberty as the Palladian ship comes in. And there's also an etheric portal at the Statue of Liberty, which here I was also getting as above, so below, with the portal, with the altar above the Statue of Liberty would mean that there's a tomb or a coffin below the Statue of Liberty. Very important here. So the Pleiades, and then Trump comes in, as well as the twins, and Sam came up in the read. And then I was getting, in my meditation, I was getting Dick Tracy, which then became Dick Cheney, and I'm not political at all, you guys. So even that I remember people's names is like because of my concussion and everything, and I wasn't political to begin with. It's really hard for me to remember names. But Dick Cheney came up, and then I saw George Washington there looking at me. So Dick Cheney and Washington Post then came up. And so I put in Dick Cheney and Washington Post online after I finished my meditation to see what came up. And the very first entry, I was also getting the masculine twins like working on fixing a table too, or somebody working on a table. But I was getting, also in my meditation before I get into the Washington Post entry, I was seeing a cream-colored gnome, like looking up into the distance with tear-filled big eyes, big round eyes looking up. It's kind of like a dwarf, but it looked like a gnome. But all not white colored, but a cream, an off-white color with these big eyes all teared up, looking up into the distance. And then when I looked up Dick Cheney and the Washington Post, the very first entry that came up online was a 9/11 article. So it wasn't just coincidence that I was getting New York City, because Dick Cheney and the Washington Post had nothing to do with New York City, right? The very first article was 9/11 about Dick Cheney, that he, he was former U.S. Secretary of Defense. And the article was titled about his military background because he was ready to, jump the gun and push the button on anyone who needed to be taken down, right? Because they were just putting out that perspective on him in a military way. So it, quote unquote, was saying, take it out, 9/11, Cheney's harrowing orders to shoot down U.S. airliners, right? Because they were then ordered, if any other planes come in to attack the buildings, even if there were civilians on board, they were to shoot them down. And also what was coming out in the articles on there was regarding him now turning the tables on Trump in the current timelines. So, and on this article, this first article that came up was a picture of Cheney and staff on the morning of 9/11 at 7 a.m., right as the planes were hitting the buildings. And what it said in the article here from the Washington Post was Cheney was trying to reach President G.W. Bush in Florida, who was reading to students, which also brings up the Bermuda Triangle, because Florida Keys connects to Puerto Rico and to Bermuda as the triangle. And Bush was evacuated to Air Force One. Cheney hunkered down in the Presidential Emergency Ops Center with senior officials that he was with. Their mission, Cheney wrote, was preventing further attacks and, more ominously, guaranteeing the continuation of a functioning U.S. government. He would have to order the shoot-down of any other plane in attack mode. So the second article that came up on that page was from January 3rd, 21, regarding at 5 p.m. that the recounts were done and it's time that Trump lets go of that recount, which was very interesting that those were the two things. And remember, all I put in was Cheney and Washington Post, and those were the two head articles. So then George Washington came up in my meditation. I was literally seeing George Washington, his head floating around and him looking at me. And his birthday is 2/22/1732 to 12/14/1799. He was president from 1789 to 97, just coming up from Wikipedia type stuff. But also on the factsite.com, 11 interesting facts about the Twin Towers. 9/11/2020 was the date here. And whenever you write TT, that's pi energy, right? It's also temper tantrums. But the Twin Towers, it listed, were 2 towers of 7. And 7-2 has been coming up a lot lately. And then 2-7 is the Ace of Wands, is the flame being ignited, which made up the original World Trade Center, the 7 buildings. But the 2 that went down were the North and South Towers, or North and South Poles. And remember that this is so weird because I met my twin on 7/2, but the first time I reached out to him was June 14th, and he replied on the 15th, and the 14th was Trump's birthday. And now here we have the Twin Towers, which are 2 of 7, which made up the initial World Trade Center, the North and South Towers, which is the polarity that are now collapsing into center, okay? And literally the Twin Towers collapsing to merge the timelines. So the Statue of Liberty, I was asking, okay, so why did you bring up the Statue of Liberty and my vision several years ago? And what do we need to know about the Statue of Liberty, about Ellis Island, about the 9/11 Memorial in New York City? So so what came up when I put in the Statue of Liberty online was, which I didn't know, they're delivering a smaller version of the Statue of Liberty from France as a new independence offering, just for temporarily. But this new statue is supposed to be delivered. It's going to DC ultimately for 10 years, but it's supposed to come into Ellis Island for Independence Day, this smaller statue, to celebrate Independence Day. I'm sure it's a ploy to get everybody's feeling safe and comfortable again for Independence Day. And then the statue is being shipped down to Washington, D.C. to be down there for 10 years as a symbol of the Franco-American friendship, to arrive on Independence Day at Ellis Island first, and then to D.C. for 10 years. But again, regarding around the celebration of Independence Day. So, and then as I was searching the stuff, but then I had to get up to go to the bathroom. So I was, then my mind was free from what I was reading. And as soon as I was out of there, I was getting that the delivery of the statue to Ellis Island is a ruse. It's a decoy or distraction away from the Trump Towers Memorial. And I'm getting a lot of underground dark stuff going on there. There's labyrinths beneath the city already. There's tons of tunnels in New York City, but you realize there's the aqueduct tunnels. I was guided to one of the tunnels. The longest one in the world is New York City. It goes from upstate New York to Manhattan, is 85 miles, and it's not just a tunnel under the ground. It's 700 feet under the ground. Now, this is supposed to be water ducts, but it's not like a 2-foot water duct. These are huge openings that they're boring through, and they were fixing a portion of this tunnel. And I was getting, the labyrinth card kept coming up and up and up. So there's all these secret labyrinths down there. And I was listening to Elizabeth April earlier about her astral traveling to the Canadian Prime Minister, and really dark reptilian energies. And the other one she had gone to was actually pretty clear and not so heavily dark or guarded. So, but they were all, coming up around the same type of energy of this dark agenda energy. So I kept pulling cards about the Statue of Liberty. I'm like, well, what's specific about the Statue of Liberty? And here, this was at 7:39 and then 7:41 last night. And I was pulling the Lenormand cards to see if I could get anything more clear. And I was getting the energy of peace and wisdom and calm around the Statue of Liberty. But remember what I told you, there's an etheric altar above the Statue of Liberty, which then would require, there's a reflection of that below, which I was getting the tomb or a coffin. And of course, there's many energies of death there, because so many people died coming into the United States to Ellis Island, because everybody had to go through Ellis Island before they went anywhere else in the United States. And there's a lot of wounding there. But there's a spiritual anchor below, both pure and sexual. With the Statue of Liberty, the number 6 came up, the sun breaking through to the other side. The tombs below, and experiments going on amidst the mess. And this was not only coming up under the Statue of Liberty, but Ellis Island and the 9/11 memorial, underneath the memorials, like what's going on there. I was getting under the flowers as well, and the clovers. I don't know if there's 4-leaf clovers around there somewhere in the trees, or the flowers. But I was getting a ring of the polar bear, which I was getting the Russians, but also the polar bear has to do with the polarities and collapsing the polarities to the center. But there's a ring coming up here, which is also the commitment of New York or North, the Arctic and Antarctica poles, the North and South towers. There's a relationship between them. And one man being, very loving of the home and family, which is so weird because that's what came up with Elizabeth April's astral traveling that she did to 2 politicians in Canada. One was a man mostly home and loving, although there's definitely dark energy there. But the other man was very power-hungry star and very reptilian energies there. So that was so weird that was paralleling to this. I was just going to say paralyzing. So I don't know what that's coming up for, but there's a reason for it. So birds were coming up regarding gossip or positive information coming in, and many voices that are greater than one. So again, all of us coming together to speak our truths is more powerful than the one power-hungry person. About the female with the rose, connected to the male with the rose. So again, the loving twin couples at home, she going public. Okay, so there's a connection to the twins and the twin towers, and the polarity and the poles collapsing into the center, literally the twin towers collapsing into the center, that was the beginning of the collapsing of the timelines collapsing with the Akashic records. 2 of hearts, anchored and enamored, the statue of peace and calm, of wisdom and experience, the sun breaking through to expose the tomb, the coffin or chamber. Oh, and I was just getting Cheney again. He's being exposed for something. I don't know what it is. And Spirit's connecting with me like crazy. And those lucky in love here, commitment after finality entombed. So the final entombment of a new dawn, a new day. The mother polar bear with power, which can also represent the Cancer period that we're in right now on July 4th. Right, because the U.S. is the mother lode, right? It's the Cancer energy of the North and South poles, the North and South towers, and the throwing star in the middle, or the sun, the compass, and that the North and South are literally as I was looking at the compass card, the North and South directions were literally pointing in the exact North and South directions of my house, like the way the card was sitting was literally pointing north and south, exactly the way my house goes. The house of the romantic man and commitment, and then the power man of direction and stardom between Capricorn and Sagittarius. So again, here is the 2 energies coming together of Capricorn and Sagittarius, which is all about the businessman and the wanderer, right? Because Sagittarius is all about expansion and curiosity, and then Capricorn's all about control and business and power. The mother bear between them pushing their direction, the mother pushing them to power and stardom and to own the house, and they can keep their love and commitment to their mother as opposed to giving it to another woman. So it's the mother's control over the son here, telling him to push his luck, go further and further, because she just wants him to be powerful so she can live vicariously through him and not have to do anything, because he would take care of her both financially and be indebted to her for being the support behind his success. The romantic woman merges his but the romantic woman, on the other hand, merges his polarities with her sweet tweets on one side about birds, home and family, and public persona on the other side. The mother bear pushing the public life. Lady Liberty and Mini-Me, the heart clover ring promises luck, love, commitment, and marriage, which was coming up here. So cracking the whip to choose a path of the carousel adventure, or riding over the rainbow bridge with the ship or the pie in the sky. The ship as has sailed. 2 storks and 2 owls, or to deliver or counsel, exposing all. To the twin bridges where the fox leaves behind the snake at an institution for higher learning, a child at abundant religious school, or lots of opportunities or fish in the sea in the Christian church, or a child's abundance and their cross to bear because of it, or a fox crossing over to the other side to the institution or the establishment of abundant religious children, and or changing their whole belief system or religion, or this is also a cult. So there's a lot of energy around this. But again, the horse and fox chase is coming up major here. And actually, I feel like the fox is leading them. Like the horse, the feminine thinks they're chasing the fox, who keeps looking back to see if they're there. But the fox is actually leading them somewhere to the other side. 411 came up around big love at work and justice on Independence Day on July 4th. Eskimos came up regarding the Arctic and the Antarctic. Arctic is the water, Antarctica is on land, the North and South poles, and I always say where the water meets the land at the poles, which is the center of the earth, the diamond center of the earth, the diamond sun, the diamond core at 829, which is the strength, and being present, the gift of the moment, that we are becoming the diamond core, the Statue of Liberty, where land meets sea, and the coffin and 4-leaf clover of the mother's ruby commitment to give their sons direction, right? The mother always telling the son what to do. The polar bear, which is also the Canadian connection, and perseverance and gratitude. And that was coming up from universeofsymbolism.com, all regarding July 4th and Independence Day 2021. So then I was asking again, okay, so what about the Statue of Liberty? Twin bridges and the snake in the Garden of Eden amongst the apples, right? Making all the apples bad. The compost beneath the 9/11 memorial. The family or the tree of life, taking a closer look and making a discovery in the treasures beneath the trees. The breakthrough of the tomb of the fox and their tribe. The Anubis, which is the jackal. Anpu, the god of the dead. The jackal man, who actually guards the crypt, later overshadowed by Osiris, and they protect the tombs of purity and sexuality, and Spirit's connecting with me like crazy, purity and sexuality of the fox, leaving the snake behind over the twin bridges, the man of power, and the little boy or a child with abundant opportunities and cross to bear witness to. So then I was looking at the setup of the messages I was getting of the Statue of Liberty next to Ellis Island, and then the 9/11 Memorial, which is just on land but not far away, with the altar above the statue, the tomb below the statue, and the Mini-Me statue coming in on Independence Day, where France escapes to the U.S., right? Because we are England escaping to the U.S., and this was coming up as Mini-Me because, you know, the Statue of Liberty comes from France. We both have a Statue of Liberty, and now they're sending another one over to us as a hint that they want to come our way. They want to escape from France because there's some dark energies over there. So then the video I went to, which I was guided to regarding the Delaware Aqueduct, which is that 85-mile tunnel underneath New York, 600 to 700 feet down, the YouTube on that was literally 1 minute 44 seconds. So the 144 was coming up here, and that was from 8/5/19, the YouTube. about the aqueduct, and it was about the repair, the $1 billion repair on the biggest tunnel in the world, the Delaware Aqueduct, 85 miles upstate New York to Manhattan, for irrigation, but also transportation. And it's connected with the old Croton Aqueduct Dam as well, which looks like the bridges in the card of the bridge, the twin bridges that were coming up. So again, the liberty, the Statue of Liberty, the snake, the lilies and time, the serpent in the Garden of Eden, and the union of the timelines collapsing, the etheric altar above and the tombs below, wherein manifest the wolf came calling, and Anubis on the prior page, the jackal. The 9/11 memorial, the merry-go-round cracking the whip with red fox looking back, getting counsel from two wise owls, the stars with breakthrough to the other side, to the tomb and the maze, the labyrinth below the 9/11 memorial. Coney Island also coming up with the riding horse, with the whip to keep up with the sly fox being tailed, headed toward to the wise owls and the towers, the stars, the twin towers, the north and south, and the star between, the breaking through between two tunnels, the tomb or the labyrinth, the pie, the twin towers of anchoring the public or Central Park, right? Because the central between the twin towers is Central Park, the break through the tomb in the labyrinth, where the dogs are walked, the globe, the moon, the night, the lunar cycles, without a leash, the entrance to the fun house. You can check out, but you can never leave, all right? So there is an entrance to these mazes in either all of these places or in Central Park, cracking codes to get out of jail free, right? There's there must be children to rescue down in these places, but the sun, the tomb, the labyrinth, the moon, the vault, and the choice of stairs or choice of stars, the institution and the lunacy and commitment, a woman in love. So again, this is also about institutionalizing the crazy woman, right? The label of the woman being crazy because she has emotions and she can't handle her emotions, and how she would be institutionalized, all right, because of her lunacy. There may be an institution where there's experiments going on in somewhere down there. Whew. And that was coming up in Manifest as well. Not in the same way, but like that. So we have the 4 of the star. 4 is the emperor, which can reference Trump as well in this deck because it's red, white, and blue and kind of looks like that energy of the Republican. And then we have the 16 of the tower, which is Trump Tower again. 2 men begging to be on her leash. 2-faced woman and a letter with the key to the power man and the romantic man, and collapsing them both into one, or must choose one or the other. And then I was finished with that. It was 10-19, which is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, 19 of the sun, a turn for the better regarding the sun in between the towers and the polarities, collapsing timelines in its entirety. And then it was 12:21. I went to work on that song that I had written the day before at 12:21 to at 12:33, and then I went to bed. All right, and bliss. So please comment below on anything that comes up for you regarding that information. I feel like it's very important. If you know anyone who literally can be related to that kind of information, please pass it on. And now I want to get into the twin flame read. It's already 58:42, so it's going to be long, but that's all right. So also I want to bring up, remember it's the year of the ox, and the ox comes up here in the read, and the ox is OX, or hugs and kisses. It's also the 0 point where X marks the spot. Valentine's Day in the Chinese Valentine is August 14th this year, and it's all about the ox because we're in the year of the ox, which is hugs and kisses, and Valentine's Day. And 214 came up in this read as well, which is Valentine's Day. So 814 is very significant. The 8 of the dance, the 14 of the temperance card, which is the angels and the higher love. The dates of 7-2, 7-4, and 7-9 were all coming up as very significant, which add up in sequence 14, 16, and 21, which is the Temperance card of the higher love and the angels, the 16 of the Tower, and the 21 of completion. Again, and we were just getting completion of the timelines collapsing. So I cut the Syrian Starseed deck at 117, which is the Magician, and the 17 of the Star, for today, June 22nd, 2021. And at 128, the Tower came up. 1 is the Magician, 28 is the Twin Flames embodiment, and the Tower's collapsing. The T was coming up as the Tower, rower. Oh, it's the turnkey. All right, so the turnkey of the Tower of north and south, like you would turn a key in the notch of north and south. It's the merging of cracking the codes to open it and collapse all the timelines all together. Really cool how this is coming up. This is major, you guys. So then I finished doing the read at 139, which is the Magician, and the 39 of the Knight of Cups, being love. And the major arcana in this read were Justice, Star, Shadow, and Tower. Before those was the Chariot. And the Shadow is the Devil, the Tower, and Star and Justice, We have 2 cups, 2 wands, 2 swords, and 1 pentacle. So very well balanced here. With the King of Cups, and the least of the elements was the pentacles here, or the earth energies. But overall, very well balanced. And then the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles were the only court cards in the read. The King of Cups being unconditional love, and the Queen of Pentacles always comes up as being the grounding mechanism. After the read, the Knight of Cups came up, which is all about them both being love, but also can reference the son of the King of Cups, or the actions he takes. So the numbers and the code line here, there was no numerology card here on the code line, next to the code line here, but the numbers, we had 4 4s, all right? Completion, 4 quarters, 4, 4, 4, 4. From the beginning of this journey, I've been talking about the 3rd leg of the race and not passing the baton to finish the race, the 4th quarter. Well, the 4th quarter is over here. We got 4 4s here, which is 16, which is the Tower moment. We have, which I didn't understand until now. And actually, I'd written 3 4s by accident because I'd read one of the cards wrong when I looked at it. It was actually 4 4s, 4 quarters, all done. The 16 of Magician embodiment, the Towers collapsing, the 22 of the Fool with an open heart taking a leap of faith and taking the fall, and the 55 of the whole truth coming out, Excalibur, and pulling the sword from the stone, right, which causes the domino effect. They all collapse. A ripple effect of all the timelines collapsing. The 70s, they keep confirming the same thing over and over because they want you to understand it's real. The 77 of the Sovereign, of the sovereignty, of being in your power, as how much power one person can have. And then we had 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the whole part of the first half besides the 1, because then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, the other half, before we become 1 again. So it's not listing 1 because they all collapse into 1. It's all of the numbers collapsing into 1, but 6 isn't represented either, and either is 9. 1, 6, and 9 are missing, which is the 1 of the Magician and the 69 of the new start of the new life of complete contentment. Heaven on earth, basically. So we have the 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get stuck there. There's a reason for that. There's a jump to the other side there. And then the 57, which is the separation. 78, which is the 10 of Pentacles of heaven on earth. And then 78 and the 8, 10, which is 0 behind 81, which is the end of karma around the world. So it's all coming up, collapsing at the same time. The 45 of the letting go of the grief and regret and guilt and shame, especially for the masculine. And then the 23 of the King of Wands comes up here, and the 24, which is the King and Queen of Wands. Of the shaman and the multitasker. Or it can represent the crowning glory as well. The key to co-creation comes up here on the code line, or all about the number 7, which is not of this world. It is the moment before the storm, the quiet before the storm, in the silence of 0 point, of the point of creation, of co-creation, in the middle of the cyclone, in the vortex, the key to co-creation. And the message here, besides the numbers of 2221 and 4444 and 55 and 22, the truth and the fool, the 77 of the sovereign, and 2345. I was just getting John Travolta, staying alive, staying alive, and that was New York City. Guys, I don't know why I would think of that at all. 57 is the separation, and of course he comes up too as being controversial, so whatever comes up for you there. Actually, my mother knew Mrs. Travolta was her teacher when she was pregnant with John. 24 is the Queen of Wands, 45 is the Five of Cups, 78 is the 10 of Pentacles, and then 710 on top of 810, 710 is 0 behind co-creation of the Three of Pentacles, and 81, of course, being the end of karma around the world. So the message here regarding nothing, because we had no numerology card, was the TV or the telepathic vision, the bridge or the gateway of expanding and contracting, or the middle point of reflection, the flash of light of the chariot, which is the divine feminine within the divine masculine, of the wise one or the queen, one of two, the star, the Shah, twin, two. The telepathic vision or gate to reflect to self in the flash of light, or to shave with a sharp blade, the seven of the chariot, the feminine within the masculine, of clearing and transmutation, the one of two of purification, the star and the Shah, the key of two U's, the two twins, the key to co-creation, and the new moons of 610 and 7-9, and 7 being the op word here. I'm getting op for some reason, I don't know why. And on July 9th, it's at 7:16 p.m. Philadelphia time, which is where I am. 9 is the Hermit, 16 is the Tower, again. Okay? So the 9 is coming up as very significant. July 9th on top of July 2 and 4 and 6 as well, because 6 is that, it's supposed to be the real Independence Day there. But also 76 trombones comes up. And and the 67 is the loyal, humble servant. 27 is the Ace of Flames. 47 is the synchronicities. And 97 for me, I told you, is the reflection of the 79 for me is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, which means that 97 is the pot of gold, or the empty pot at the beginning of the rainbow of 3D, and the completion point of 3D. So also the TV or television, or you are the television, you're the telepathic vision of the I am that I, the third eye, the possession, the being possessed, the ownership, the fidelity or loyalty to self, the vehicle of clearing, supporting the star and the Shah, the dreams on fire, which is evaporating, drying up. The key is to use and co-creating July 2 before the new moon, or 7 days before the new moon, to be and become, have bread or break bread, or penis, or shop or shed, to sting, command, mandate, offer or troublemaker, mark the body with fine or penance, calling self out, the scarlet letter, dumping the total weight before you are forced to. And that could be losing weight as well. But that's coming up as 2/14, which is Valentine's Day, which 14 is coming up as 8/14, the Chinese Valentine's Day as well. So those 4 or 5 dates that came up are significant. The 2 without are, right, just like I am that I am, you are, A-R-E is the attachment and resistance to energy, the R, so remember that, R. So the 2 without are, or M, which is Imana, or the feminine Godhead energy that the Pleiadians call God, Imana. The ground fault, interrupt, or girlfriend, or note to self in a flash of light, right? The epiphany. The 7 of sage, of wise one, or clearing. The 1 of 2. The 7 of sage, or the chariot's also coming up as the queen's car. The 1 of 2, the star and the Shah. And the key of 2 U's, or needing 2 keys, not 1. Remember to get a second copy. So again, the girlfriend comes up here And the nerve gas cyclosarin comes up here regarding GF, and that's a German agent. And also gluten-free, grand final, so again the grand finality here, and the goals for German agent F, which is that nerve gas cyclosarin. Or, since it's coming up with 7 sage and 1 of 2, and again the 2-7 and 7-2 are coming up, the 7-2 use, which is 2 twins, 72 twins times 2 is the 144 of the twins by the new moon, which is coming up on July 9th. Valentine's Day is 8/14/2021, the 7th day of the 7th lunar calendar. So you see all the 7s coming up here. 7, the month is very important, and 7th day of the 7 lunar calendar, which is 8/14. And also it's called the Double 7 Festival, or double is 2, the 2-7 Festival. The key, I don't know how they pronounce it, Key-Z or Kiki or Key-Zi, I don't know how they pronounce it, which is QIXI. And I just talked about the year of the ox of being hugs and kisses. So we have the Q and the I and the X and the I. And I talk about the X as being the 2 twins, both turning an 8th note as opposed to a quarter in order to come together and do the dance. So the X is the kisses of the twins coming together. And the Q is the leap, right? Because it's the circle embodiment of source with the line extending from within and to without, the leap of faith. And also 7 nights. So the love story behind the Valentine's Day on 8/14 from ChineseFortuneCalendar.com is about the 7th daughter of the Emperor of Heaven and the orphaned cowherd, which is also coward. She was good at looming and weaving and liked to visit Earth. The ox that was owned by the orphan knew the secret of the princess. He married her by the ox's instructions or his advice, and later was separated by the emperor. She was forced to move to the star Vega, which is 16 times bigger than the sun, and he was forced to move to Altar, which is 4 times the sun of the emperor. Vega's 10,000 degrees, Altar being 8,000 degrees, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of the dance. And then Vega is 25 times brighter, which is the Knight of Wands. And Altair is 11 times brighter than the sun, which is justice, truth, and balance. So they were only allowed to meet once a year on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month. So this is the love story regarding 8/14. Very cool. Okay. So what else comes up here? So I start the read at 4 of Cups reversed, which is the 235 of the High Priestess and the 35 of the Wounded Warrior. Beneath the 4 of Cups reversed, right? Beneath. What's beneath? Beneath the 4 of Cups is the 2 of Pentacles and the Chariot, the 8 of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles all upright, with the 7 of Pentacles reversed just below the 4 of Cups reversed, which is the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower coming out, and the surrender to the Chariot and walking away and within, in search of self out in the cold, implementing a plan to invest in the Divine Feminine's heart and start over in love. Home in the Tower event, with the Page of Pentacles, or sudden event or epiphany, offers an opportunity to examine the gold coin, and coin is another word for Kohan or co-pilots, an opportunity to examine the gold coin more closely, right? Which is also gold is the Christ consciousness, the unity consciousness of the co-pilots, more closely to magnify or discover its magnetic qualities. The Queen of Swords speaking to fallen angel, or losing patience or temper, with overwork or Sagittarius reversed, not working out with the King of Swords reversed. And again, so we have fire, and then the King of Swords reversed is air. So if you're not familiar with the signs, of course, fire is Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, and swords are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So both are reversed here, unhappy about a reunion, a social event, or a coming together in joy with an invitation, being invited, coming off the island or Ellis Island to self, or to the beach or home from the beach. The hermit in exile in Mary Magdalene Cave getting the Divine Feminine's heart to open to start over, in union with sudden or shocking invite or opportunity, or Page of Pentacles student doing some research. The Queen of Swords only wanting higher love and won't work out with the King of Swords if he's reversed, unhappy with self, or being negative or arrogant when coming together for fun. The Page of Pentacles Magician feeling guilty and bleeding out, or the Page of Pentacles, which the Pentacles energy is Earth, and that's Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. The Page of Pentacles manifesting guilty party to confess or to come forward, hanging out with the Queen of Pentacles, or Queen of Pentacles Capricorn receives the truth from the Emperor about the wounded warrior. So she's dealing with the Page of Pentacles on her side, that could be a child, and the Emperor with the wounded warrior, which can be their child, because there's fire and earth on either side. And then the King of Cups upright, starting over, and neither happy. Or tells the Queen of Pentacles about the wounded warrior, becoming between the Emperor and the King of Cups, which have often come up in this read as the two patriarchs of the family, right? The father and the father-in-law type of energy, which can be a political thing too. Or the war between the families, the Montagues and the Capulets, the War of the Roses, and Peter Pan in the middle of it, with long tale to tell of the jester's court, the Emperor with medical booties, or military doctor, or gangrene and diabetic feet, and with green ski boots in army green, and King of Cups in bare feet on a green platform, and loves to drink, or the Holy Grail in one hand, and Holy Communion or Torah in the other. Golden blue ray healer, the savior and the perpetrator and the victim between, the magician out sneaking a peek in the sunshine or seeking to expose the King of Pentacles and the Empress reversed. The King of Pentacles with ill mother or with victim mentality, or she may be abusive, or King of Pentacles snobbish and using the Emperor reversed for her money, or the magician manifesting a vacation for the King of Pentacles and the Empress reversed. King of Pentacles is upright, Empress reversed is reversed. She may also be hoarding, and he may be riding bareback or taking a child horseback riding, and the Empress reversed doesn't approve of that. Or the King of Pentacles has Taurus in their chart, and there's a magician who's Leo here. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, upright, but Sagittarius and Taurus reversed all here. Love yourself first, and beneath that was forgiving and learning. The Page of Wands is upright, inspired by romance, and the Page of Swords is without a leg to stand on. In an all-business relationship that's not working out, with flame firing, with the flame firmly planted and sword removed from the stone. Not getting their wish of some savior riding in to save them. No more matching soul knee, knee toe, toe knee, in a shitty exchange, with the Knight of Wands coming in to take over or do a fire code assessment or assess the fire damage at 309, which is the Empress and the Hermit, which is also Taurus and Virgo. So no more glamping with expensive fruit or roses for every occasion. And then Endless Love comes up as the story about the boyfriend who ends up burning down the family house by accident. And that was 1981. And again, here we have the sun of the 19, the 81 of the end of karma around the world. And the Endless Love note was coming up from imdb.com. So self-discipline here with the number 41 of new love, self-love, spiritual love, and the self-discipline of that. And beneath that was synchronicities of the 87, which is the reflection of the 78, which is heaven on earth and the dream family. We have deception, new moon on 610, or up before dawn, saving for a new life, or withholding from the Empress reversed, and the Tower moment, the sudden event, eruption, or epiphany here. The Magician reversed, insecure without tools, or manipulation in coming together, and now found a way out. Only focused on overflowing, holy, juicy grail, and the gold coin floating, and challenged by the sharp point and eraser. So somebody might be writing as well. Cancer, Taurus reversed, and Gemini or Virgo reversed as well, and Capricorn and Pisces too. Scorpio, the only one upright right here. A sudden escape or ghosting to start over in love. The King of Cups upright and the Empress reversed, with Magician lurking. Now you see me, now you don't. and the Knight of Wands always coming in for the rescue and never seen again, or the Knight of Wands annoyed that they'll get called for every little thing. For the Empress reversed, and why can't the King of Cups do it for once? And this could be someone catering to their mother or their boss, and then why can't the King of Cups do it sometimes, right? So the self-discipline comes up here as 41, in not allowing others to take advantage of you. We then also have the Page of Pentacles, student, or a new opportunity or invite, with issues at work or school with too many options, or seeing synchronicities or expectations are too high. Going forward after this read is the Hermit moving to peace, away from the ego, or Leo, or kids and pets, and dissatisfied about the sun, fun, and vacation, or where they're going, or exposure of Leo, kids, or pets, and competing to shine, and over it. The Hierophant expecting those lesser than them to bow down to them. Taurus, marriage, establishment, the man, the establishment, the religious leader, or the powers that be, at 327, which is the Empress and the Ace of Wands. With clarity or new information about performer or juggler or jester, and the Tower events, with the Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups both upright, versus the High Priestess reverse sovereign or secret weapon, or secret is out about sovereign injustice, or with the Pisces and Libra around them or in their chart, no longer stressing out on trips, or the nightmare almost over, or no longer stressing out regarding moves or a bold move to receive a big love from the Knight of Swords reversed, present with the Page of Cups reversed, or Libra present to one giving the silent treatment, and the Page of Cups may be spoiled and entitled, or feeling rejected and moody, or kids present and promising to treat the car right, or worried they have to say they like something when they don't. So this is a lot of energy about getting a big gift and someone not liking it, and it could be like a car, which is really expensive, and either someone not saying it or being ungrateful and saying, I don't want that, it's not good enough, right? So this can be a child or a partner, or something seen on TV starts an argument between two groups of women taking sides. Good grief, no justice for Charlie Brown, or Charlie's Angel, or WWF round 10 million, not again, at 338 of the Empress and the Queen of Cups. In the recent past is the King of Cups upright and unconditional love, with secret passion at 339, the Empress and the Knight of Cups, being present. So again, the King of Cups, unconditional love, with secret passion present, or it can just be a water sign of Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or unaware, or he could be unaware of what to get someone for a present, moving to peace and getting over it, seeing synchronicities or shopping choices are unfair. They don't have the one they want, or there's not enough information about it. After death, near death, or just dead tired, clingy without options, but to receive the Knight of Pentacles as help or offer. Pisces, Libra, and Scorpio all reversed right here, as the King of Cups upright could be a Scorpio Santa Claus and not the one they wanted. The foundation here is the Seven of Wands reversed, defenseless, or feeling attacked, but again, knowing not to feel like you need to defend yourself. And it's 1:11:44 on the clock right now, and 1:23:19, which is the King of Wands and the Sun again, with the Magician embodiment. 37 is the King of Cups. As the King of Cups is upright with clarity and frustrated in a painful ending or ending pain, or told they can do nothing right. Or the King of Cups is clearly frustrated with a pain in the ass, and centrally here is injustice of the King of Wands reversed, depressed or arrogant regarding a car, a trip, or a move, or to the Divine Feminine or Pisces, or around the neighborhood or around the world. The prisoner, hostage, or anxieties and fears about breakup or lack of affection, with the Queen of Cups who's loving and kind and intuitive, or trapped between Aquarius reversed and Cancer and Pisces upright and Gemini reversed here, or the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups upright at opposite ends of the spectrum, meeting at 0 point field. He depressed or arrogant, and she without love and with her hands tied, over the injustice or King of Wands reversed put between the King and Queen of Cups, who are both upright, or worried about being amidst water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, and too much emotion for someone like the King of Wands, who's very fiery. The challenge being the Star reversed, depression and arrogance of the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the Knight of Wands rushing in with the Emperor connecting with the Knight of Pentacles and them. The Knight of Pentacles offering love and then turning their back, or the Knight of Wands offered love for them behind their back to the Page of Wands, who's now expecting them and excited to see the wounded warrior, who's now not excited to see them, or telling them what actually happened and why the other person didn't show. Judgment, announcement, and wake-up call to those still at war or defensive or refusing to get you know what. People may be planning to leave their jobs due to being forced to take an unproven medicine at 356, which is the Empress and the Two of Swords, or an announcement update, an offer of love, second place, a cherry on top. The Page, and again, the Page of Pentacles being forced to drink the water, needing courage and strength and good health for big love at work, with the King of Pentacles upright, speaking about lacking faith or falling from grace in the downturn at the workplace, letting go to fix things or repair or make amends with someone, with the Queen of Swords upright talking about Atlas, hard work, slave labor, and working out too much, or how hard the journey is to twin after falling out, a negative past or bad childhood, with wounding to clear. Or the Queen of Swords is struggling to love, or the Queen of Swords may be struggling to care for the kids with who may have issues, or carrying the weight from having children at 402, which is the Emperor and the High Priestess, or secret. So then at 404, which is two emperors, or the Page of Cups and the Emperor, which are the opposite energies of pure innocence and pure control, now here is the Two of Swords reversed, the clarity of love, of the Holy Grail after presenting the whole truth to the Queen of Wands, about a secret passion being strong while finding a way out, and the deception of the Ten of Cups reversed, the unhappy family or emotional cycle that's so over at the workplace, the school, the church, art center, or gym, whatever your place is of co-creation. And the Magician hangry with narcissistic hierophant or old man, leaving in the downturn, leaving the Queen of Pentacles hanging out to dry. Pisces reversed, Cancer reversed, and Leo upright, and Gemini or Virgo upright, and Capricorn both upright and reversed. Taurus upright, Libra reversed, all here. Magician and the Hierophant, the redcoats, ending the nightmare or Dungeons and Dragons, and conflict about spying on lovers. The Two of Cups lovers now off the fence, starting over with the Queen of Cups. A watery sign, or someone who's just loving and kind and intuitive. The Hermit coming out to fix the imbalance of suffering caused and coming together at the workplace or place of co-creation to fix things with the Queen of Swords. Atlas and the falling out in the past, or the past returning. Soon for the twins here is the Five of Swords, the juggler always with a backup plan. Stretching and growing from frog to prince, the Emperor and the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community or legacy on break, resting and healing or meditating in 5D, after death or near-death experience, offering time, money, and effort or a new life to the Page of Cups reversed to detox from verbal abuse or silent treatment or ego death. The Ace of Pentacles received here, and the Ace of Wands reversed in exchange. Abusive fallen angel or Sagittarius reversed, losing patience or their temper and out of control, or cause of death, or they may have been the cause of death or serious injury. And that's interesting too, because it came up in the movie last night. People blaming themselves, or the show last night, blaming themselves for the way people died. Or the Emperor or Scorpio reversed, or an uncle offering an invitation to pay off for pain and suffering. But the Page of Cups reversed and the Page of Cups reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed are refusing their blood money, and or vice versa. Sagittarius and Capricorn are both reversed here. Or after all the bad things the Page of Cups reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed did to the Emperor, he's still offering them help or money, and they are being ungrateful. Scorpio and Pisces, Capricorn, Leo, and Sag all reversed here, or no one in the family, business, or community wants his money or won't accept his bribe or bonus to drink the water, or class action suit. The twin flames are seeing themselves as the Three of Wands, a gift, a present, under the radar, with those left behind, connecting about liars, cheaters, and thieves, and runners in energetic exchange that have gotten away with murder, unfair exchange of time, money, and effort, or taking advantage of the little guy, on a quest to face those who refuse to be love, making it harder than it has to be, and starting over in a partnership together, one to one. New love, worth waiting for, and soulmate, but also getting to know each other and separation. Time apart from your partners on the horizon. So for those who haven't left their partner, there's time apart left. Or maybe time apart before with your twin before you can actually come together, because there need to be things that get wrapped up. So around the twin flames here is the Queen of Pentacles, defenseless to energies or attacks from the past, and the Knight of Wands rushing in to sweep her off her feet or pick up the pieces. The Six of Cups reversed, and difficult kids or a negative past at 428, which is the Emperor and the twins, or choice of path, and negative self-talk with rumors and or a mouthy kid or a child who could be lying and spying as well here. So the block here for the twins is the shadow reversed, the detoxing of the chaos and the addictions, the Hierophant societal norms, the dark side of quote-unquote the man, the patriarchy, religion, and the establishment, of Taurus upright, Capricorn, and Leo both reversed, the ego death, the verbal and physical abuse, along with drug use, fantasy family of the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, and community, who have the red couch and mirror on the ceiling to reflect flirtation and casual sex. It's like showing off their worth and muscles and weight loss, the superficial things, and survival of the fittest. No longer. The Tower comes in as lightning strikes, implementing a plan for sovereign to fall, or set up sovereign to push fool off the ledge or the edge. And again, that could be a setup. Or suddenly investing in self and allowing the fall, or suddenly falling in love. The Queen of Cups fixing and the Queen of Swords at work after family fight about the past. Atlas, weight, and the world and their burdens. Scorpio upright and Aries reversed, along with the Knight of Cups reversed. You may be jealous and freaking out. The Hermit reversed, may be hiding from them or coming out to fix an imbalance and suffering in silence, or a sister to end the nightmare and stress. A sudden jealous rage of the Divine Masculine's heart coming out at home in union in 5D Connect with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community without option, or two queens fighting over the Knight of Cups reversed, or the Knight of Cups reversed had to come up out of the bat cave at home where he was resting in order to deal with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community fight, and had no other choice at 441, which is the Emperor and the Ace of Cups. And then my daughter called. So there's a surrender in a bold move to walk away, a hermit in exile in the Mary Magdalene cave, away from the group, the Divine Feminine coming out of the E-Tower to start over, defenseless to gift or being present, with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups and the injustice of being, and challenged by depression, of stretching and growing, the war within, to detox chaos and codependencies with new information, but then thrown off balance again with the Tower event of rejection and jealousy, insincerity and moodiness, and the Divine Masculine coming out into union of the 5D to connect, or at the beach, the neutral zone between land and sea, with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and a family reunion. Coming out to start over with the King of Cups, finding a way out, defenseless to drama of injustice and clarity, and challenged by the need to heal and dream and be present. to frog to prince growing, and the Queen of Pentacles detoxing sudden explosions, eruptions, blowing their top, crown, cover, mind, between the Queen of Cups upright and the Knight of Cups reversed, flirting at family party, and the Divine Masculine needing to fix things at home or in union, in 5D connection or at the beach, the neutral zone at 522, the Hierophant and the Fool, with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business or community or legacy, and or heaven on earth. Okay. All right, I know that was a lot, but it needed to come out. So I hope there was some useful information there. Please comment below. There's so much information that came out in this read that needs to be responded to. I'm not going to pull any oracle cards since there was so much that came out for this read. But if you can share your information about what came up for you or what you know regarding some of the stuff that needs to be told, please share. Make sure you drink your water, get your beauty rest and your joy in your nature. Be happy. Have some quiet time to yourself. Take that deep breath. And as always, guys, rise and be love. I will be talking to you very soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.